Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're going to dive into a short but really powerful story called The Broken Shoe. It's all about how those super painful moments, the ones of public shame, can actually become the foundation for our greatest strengths. Let's see how it all unfolds.
So the story kicks off with his daily grind, right? A 5-kilometer walk to school, every single day. Before we even get his name, we understand his life is just tough. This long walk is the backdrop for literally everything else he's about to face.
And you can just see the struggle all over him. First up, his uniform. It's not just a little worn, it's old. It's clearly a hand-me-down, and it makes him stand out.
And then you've got his bag. It's torn, it's flimsy, probably barely holding his books together. And, his hopes. It's like every little detail is another crack in his armor.
But the real gut punch, the thing that gives this story its name, is his shoes. They're broken. And look, this isn't just about how he looks. It's this constant physical reminder of his hardship with every single step he takes.
And you know how kids can be, they notice everything. That laughter, it's not just sound, it's a weapon. With just 4 little words, they put a giant spotlight on his deepest shame for the whole world to see. Okay, but this is where everything changes. Because think about it, what happens when you just heap that much shame on a person? Sometimes it doesn't crush their spirit. It turns into fuel. And he makes a promise. Quietly, just to himself.
He doesn't fight back, he doesn't cry, he just takes it all in. And right there, in that quiet moment, he makes this unbreakable promise, not for them, but for himself. It's a private vow that's about to publicly change everything.
A promise like that means nothing if you don't act on it. And what came next wasn't some quick fix. It was a long, hard slog. This was his training.
And his success? It had nothing to do with luck. It was all about the choices he made day in and day out. Studying under streetlights because maybe he didn't have light at home. Working part-time jobs while other kids were out playing. And no matter how tired he was, he never, ever missed a class.
And this is where you really see the power of just sticking with it. That promise he made on day 1, it wasn't magic. It was just a seed. But that seed grew into a daily routine. And over years, that relentless hard work didn't just help him get by. It completely forged a new future for him.
So, after all those years of hard work that nobody saw, what happened? Well, that brings us to the real payoff of the story, the man who returned.
So, fast forward years later, this big, fancy black car, a total symbol of success, pulls up to that same school. And it doesn't just drive past, it stops, right there at the scene of his old humiliation.
The boy they all used to make fun of, he's gone. And in his place is a man they all look up to. I mean, what a total flip. The transformation is complete.
But here's the thing. He didn't come back to get even. He didn't come back to gloat. He came back for a totally different reason. He came back to teach. He came back to explain the meaning of struggle. So he gets the students together, and right out of the gate, he shuts down any idea that this is about him bragging. He makes it crystal clear this isn't about his success.
No, instead he gives them his main point, turning his own painful past into a huge lesson for all of them. Never ever laugh at someone's struggle.
And this is the really deep insight he learned. All that ridicule, all that laughter, yeah, it hurt, but it was also making him stronger, like forging steel. He's showing them that the very act of overcoming that pain is what builds unbelievable strength.
So here's the core lesson, right? It's a huge warning. Never, ever underestimate people. The social circles, the person who's popular today, none of that is set in stone. It's all being reshaped by the kind of hard work you just don't see.
So the biggest takeaway here is all about flipping how we think about one word: struggle. It's not a sign you're weak, it's not a sign you're failing. In this story, and in our lives, our struggles, they're our training ground.
And that leaves us with a big question, one we have to ask ourselves. Think about the challenges in your own life right now. They're not just roadblocks, they're your training. The only real question left is, what is your struggle training you for?